Let's try this again. I got a second order for a heart-shaped cake. Last time I struggled a little bit and you guys had a lot of suggestions. One of them was using the T method. So I mark out a T, or it's kind of more like a plus sign, and use that as a guide to cut off two parts of the cake. Now time to begin stacking. I add some buttercream on my cake board, the larger piece of cake, and then I spread a little bit of buttercream onto the sides of the two pieces that will form the top part of the heart. When those two pieces are in place, I take a look at my heart, and it's not quite perfect, so I do have to trim off some of the bottom, just like I had to do in the first heart cake I made. Filling the cake with an Oreo cookies and cream buttercream, which is my favorite frosting. Then I continue stacking the next layer of the cake, pressing the two top pieces into place, and once again trimming off some of the bottom part of the heart. I continue until my 4 layers of cake are all stacked up. And guys, I know what you're thinking. This is not looking pretty, but sometimes you just have to trust the process, and a crumb coat is truly magical. It can fix a lot of bumps and imperfections in a cake, so I add that on and then scrape off the excess, scraping the top nice and smooth. Then I chill the cake. Once it's chilled, it's time to add the final coat of frosting. The birthday girl is having a Taylor Swift Eras Tour themed birthday party, and this cake is inspired by her Lover album. She also wanted some little butterflies, so I'm adding my pink buttercream, then mixing in some blue buttercream to give it a swirly effect. And I was hoping the blue and pink would mix together to make purple, but it didn't, so I have to add some purple frosting separately and then scrape the cake once more, now scraping the top nice and flat. And now time to add the final decorations. I'm using a petal tip to create a ribbon effect, using a small open star around the top edge of the cake and a large open star to make a shell border. I also have these beautiful silver heart sprinkles from Neon Yolk Shop, pressing them onto the cake, and here are the butterflies. And my plan was to bend the butterflies, but instead they broke in half. Although it's not such a big deal, I could still stick them into the frosting. Then I add a few more details, and now our heart-shaped Lover themed cake is all done. I hope you enjoyed. Follow for more.